gaze at the stars, then ponder your own mind. What if the entire universe, with its endless galaxies and cosmic web, is just a single colossal brain cell? If you seek calm and curious insights, please gently like this video and subscribe to our quiet community. Let your thoughts drift as we explore the universe as a cosmic neuron. We're in no rush, just curiosity and calm, pulsating with life in the mind of something truly beyond our grasp. Welcome to Sleepster. Tonight, we gently journey into this mind-bending possibility. To truly embark on our profound cosmic contemplation, to grasp the audacious scale of the cosmic neuron hypothesis, and to genuinely appreciate the breathtaking complexity and elegant efficiency of your body's communication system that, in its intricate design and ceaseless activity, subtly mirrors the very grand structures of the universe itself, we must first gently zoom in. We turn our focused attention to its most fundamental, ubiquitous, and utterly astonishing unit, the neuron. And its nurturing hub lies the soma, more commonly referred to as the cell body. If the cumulative sum of the signals reaches a certain critical electrical threshold, the synapse is the truly magical, endlessly fascinating, and highly dynamic space where information transfer between cells actually takes place. The speed at which these electrochemical signals propagate is truly astonishing, far surpassing any human-made communication system in terms of efficiency and parallel processing. An action potential can race down a myelinated axon at speeds ranging from a robust 1 meter per second in unmyelinated neurons to a blistering 120 meters per second. That's over 260 miles per hour in heavily myelinated ones. To put that into perspective, the very speed of thought, which relies on these intricate, rapid-fire signals and countless synaptic transmissions, is far, far faster than the speed of even the fastest human reflexes. In what feels like the mere blink of an eye, a complex sensation registered in your toe can travel all the way up your spinal cord, be processed and interpreted in your brain, and then send a precise command back down to your leg muscles, orchestrating an intricate dance of contraction and relaxation. It's a profound testament to the sheer unparalleled efficiency and brilliance of this intricate dance between transient electrical pulses and precisely timed chemical whispers. A silent, continuous ballet that underpins every conscious thought, every involuntary breath, every subtle perception, and every graceful, purposeful movement that defines your very existence. These tiny, yet immensely mighty neurons are the quiet, tireless architects of your inner world, relentlessly building connections, transmitting vital information, and forming the very foundation of your unique, complex experience of being. They are the living, microscopic components that, when viewed through the lens of our cosmic thought experiment, invite us to see the entire universe as a potential neuron, communicating and evolving on a scale that defies our wildest imaginings, yet resonates with the very structure of our own minds. This inherent ability for complex information transfer and integration at the smallest biological scales is what prompts the grand question of whether such processes could manifest on the largest cosmic scales, blurring the lines between microcosm and macrocosm. The synapse, unlike a simple physical wire connection, is not a direct anatomical link or a continuous electrical conduit. Rather, it's a tiny, almost imperceptible gappa, minuscule chasm, typically about 20 to 40 nanometers wide, between the very end of the axon terminal of the transmitting neuron and the receiving dendrite, cell body, or even axon of another neuron. When the powerful electrical action potential, having raced down the axon, reaches the very end of the presynaptic axon terminal, it triggers a remarkable and swift transformation. The electrical signal is momentarily converted into a chemical message. Tiny spherical sacs, called vesicles, meticulously filled with specialized chemical messengers known as neurotransmitters, rapidly migrate to the very edge of the presynaptic neuron's membrane. They then fuse with the membrane, releasing their precious chemical cargo into the synaptic cleft, the minuscule void between the two cells. These neurotransmitters then, with astonishing precision and specificity, diffuse rapidly across this tiny gap like tiny kennel whispers, carried on an unseen silent current and bind to highly specific receptor sites located on the membrane of the receiving postsynaptic neuron. This binding, akin to a unique key fitting perfectly into its equally unique lock, acts as a trigger, initiating a new electrical or chemical signal in the receiving neuron, thereby propagating the message onward in the vast neural chain or initiating a specific response in a target cell. The neuron makes a swift, decisive decision to send its own powerful, outbound message. This outbound signal, a rapid burst of electrochemical energy, then travels with remarkable speed and precision down a single, slender, often remarkably long projection called the axon. Think of the axon as the neuron's primary high-speed transmission cable, a dedicated superhighway for information transfer. These axons are incredibly diverse in length, reflecting the varied needs of the nervous system. They are capable of stretching from tiny fractions of a millimeter within the dense gray matter of the brain, facilitating swift local computations and intricate microcircuits, to astonishing lengths of over a meter, extending from your spinal cord all the way down to the muscles in your toes, enabling commands to reach distant muscles almost instantaneously, thereby coordinating complex movements with effortless grace and precision. Many, though notably not all, axons are beautifully and efficiently wrapped in a glistening, fatty, insulating sheath called myelin. This myelin acts much like the protective plastic coating around a high-voltage electrical wire, serving a dual purpose. It prevents the electrical signal from leaking out, thereby ensuring signal integrity, and dramatically increases the speed of conduction. This myelin sheath is not continuous along the axon. It's ingeniously segmented with tiny exposed gaps known as nodes of Ranvier. This brilliant evolutionary design, a marvel of biological engineering, allows the electrical signal, a phenomenon known as an action potential or nerve impulse, to jump rapidly from one node to the next, a process called saltatory conduction. This leaping dramatically increases the speed and efficiency of transmission, allowing messages to travel across vast distances in milliseconds. Without this vital myelin sheath, which is often compromised in neurological disorders, a simple thought or a single motor command would be agonizingly slow, a mere crawl, profoundly highlighting its critical and often overlooked role in the rapid-fire communication that defines the nervous system's incredible, almost instantaneous, speed, responsiveness, and seamless functionality. This central, often spherical or pyramidal structure contains the cell's nucleus, which meticulously houses its genetic blueprint, the DNA that dictates its form and function, and all the essential cytoplasmic machinery necessary for maintaining its life, including mitochondria for energy production, ribosomes for protein synthesis, and various organelles for cellular maintenance. More than just a maintenance unit, the soma functions as the neuron's primary integration point. It acts like a highly sophisticated computational node, meticulously collecting, weighing, and summing numerous incoming electrical and chemical signals from potentially thousands of other neurons. A constant stream of excitatory go messages and inhibitory stop messages. Based on this continuous influx, the soma makes a swift, decisive decision in a mere fraction of a millisecond. If the cumulative sum of these diverse signals reaches a critical electrical threshold, specific voltage change across its membrane, it compels the neuron to fire its own powerful outbound message, extending outwards from the soma, often resembling the delicate, intricate, and densely interconnected branches of an ancient, gnarled tree, are structures known as dendrites. Imagine these dendrites as the neuron's exquisitely sensitive antennae, constantly stretching, undulating, and branching into the surrounding neural landscape, tirelessly and passively receiving subtle chemical and electrical signals from potentially thousands, sometimes even tens of thousands, of neighboring neurons. Each dendrite with its myriad tiny protrusions called dendritic spines each. A potential point of connection is, like a highly specialized, diligent listener, meticulously picking up the faint whispers, urgent shouts, or nuanced murmurs of information from the vast ongoing neural conversation that permeates the brain. The more numerous and intricately branched a neuron's dendrites are, and the more complex their arborization, the more connections it can form, thereby allowing it to gather a richer, more diverse, and more nuanced array of information. This enables it to act as a crucial, sophisticated receiving station for the continuous torrents of electrochemical data that ceaselessly course through your brain and entire nervous system, forming the initial gateway for all incoming sensory data and complex cognitive processing. Imagine for a moment a single microscopic cell, exquisitely designed and specialized, not for the mundane metabolic processes common to all cells, such as simple energy production or replication, but for the singular, astonishing, and highly specialized purpose of transmitting information. This transmission often occurs across vast, seemingly insurmountable distances within your complex biological framework, all with unparalleled speed, precision, and reliability. These neurons in their countless billions forming a dense, kinetic, and interconnected tapestry are the very essence of your deepest thoughts, your most fleeting sensations, your most cherished memories, your complex and ever-shifting emotions, and the vibrant, often surreal narratives that unfold in your dreams. They are, in essence, the fundamental living and electrically active building blocks of consciousness itself, ceaselessly weaving together into a dynamic network that is truly unlike anything else known in the observed cosmos, far surpassing the complexity of any human-made network or computational system. Though they vary widely in shape, size, and specific function, from the tiny interneurons that facilitate local processing within the dense gray matter of the brain to the sprawling motor neurons that stretch the entire length of your limbs, extending from the spinal cord all the way to the muscles in your toes, enabling distant commands to be received almost instantaneously. They all share a remarkably consistent and elegant underlying architectural design. This shared blueprint allows them to participate seamlessly and tirelessly in the grand, ceaseless symphony of neural communication that defines your every waking moment and every tranquil instant of sleep. Understanding their basic universal structure is the foundational first step towards truly comprehending the immense, unfathomably vast network. They collectively form a network that allows you to perceive the world in all its intricate, multisensory detail, from the softest whisper of a breath to the dazzling brilliance of the brightest light, and to respond to it with incredible precision and grace. At the very nourishing heart of every neuron, serving as its vital command center, its metabolic engine. Once the soma, that diligent command center and integration hub, has meticulously processed and integrated these numerous incoming whispers, weighing their excitatory and inhibitory influences with astonishing precision. The ultimate destination of this powerful electrical message, the crucial point where it bridges the microscopic gap to communicate with another neuron or a muscle cell or a gland, is the synapse. This elegant, ceaseless conversion from an electrical signal to a chemical message, and then back again to an electrical signal, is what endows the nervous system with its incredible versatility, its profound adaptability, and its capacity for nuanced control. Having gently explored the exquisite, microscopic architecture of individual neurons, those tireless, dedicated messengers forming the very fabric of your body's vast and intricate communication system, let us now embark on an even more captivating and deeply illustrative journey. Imagine, if you will, tracing the complex, almost magical, astonishingly rapid path of a single signal as it courses with electrochemical precision through this immense, interconnected nerve network, a silent internal ballet unfolding within your very being. The spinal cord, a magnificent, column-like structure of neural tissue encased within your vertebral column, functions as the body's primary superhighway, a crucial, high-capacity conduit for the immense flow of information traveling both to and from the brain, ascending further along specific white matter tracks into the magnificent command center of your being, the brain. These commands then embark on their efferent or outgoing journey, traveling with remarkable speed back down the motor tracks of the spinal cord. These tiny yet immensely powerful molecules, released into the microscopic synaptic cleft, are the very language of the nervous system. When these intricate neurotransmitter systems are out of balance, even subtly, perhaps due to genetic predispositions, environmental factors, or chronic stress, it can have profound and far-reaching effects on mental and physical well-being, leading to a wide range of conditions that impact mood, cognition, motor control, and overall quality of life. Understanding this nuanced chemical language, deciphering its intricate grammar and syntax, is absolutely key to developing targeted and effective treatments for a wide range of neurological and psychological disorders. It reveals how deeply our internal chemical symphony orchestrates not only our immediate mental and physical states, but also our long-term health and emotional resilience. Thus, the journey of a signal through your nerve network is not merely a fascinating biological process. It's a living, breathing, and continuously unfolding testament to the elegant, seamless integration of transient electrical pulses and precisely timed chemical whispers, continuously shaping your reality, moment by precious moment, both awake and in the tranquil depths of sleep. A truly astonishing feat of internal communication. They serve as the critical translators, converting the rapid electrical signals of one neuron into precise chemical instructions that then either trigger or inhibit new electrical signals in the next neuron in the chain. There are dozens, perhaps even hundreds of different types of neurotransmitters, each with highly specific roles and influence, affecting not just our immediate movements and sensations, but profoundly shaping our mood, our behavior, our learning capacities, and even the nuances of our perceptions. For instance, dopamine plays a central, multifaceted role in the brain's reward system, influencing motivation, pleasure, and the feeling of accomplishment, shaping everything from the joy of achieving a goal to the complex cravings associated with certain addictive behaviors. Serotonin is widely renowned for its pervasive impact on mood regulation, promoting feelings of contentment and calmness, as well as influencing sleep cycles, appetite, and social behavior. Acetylcholine is absolutely critical for muscle contraction throughout the body, enabling both voluntary and involuntary movements, and plays a vital, well-documented role in memory formation and learning processes within the brain. Meanwhile, GABA acts as the nervous system's primary inhibitory neurotransmitter, essentially applying the brakes, helping to calm overactive neurons, reduce neuronal excitability, and alleviate feelings of anxiety, thereby creating a profound sense of tranquil balance and promoting a peaceful state of mind. And glutamate, the primary excitatory neurotransmitter, is essential for rapid signaling, learning, and memory, ensuring that neural pathways can be efficiently activated and out along specialized motor neurons to their designated targets, your muscles and glands. If, for instance, your brain decides to act, say, to deliberately lift that comforting cup of coffee, precisely coordinated electrical signals are dispatched down specific motor neurons. These signals then tell individual muscle fibers in your arm and hand to contract with exactly the right amount of force, tension, and timing, orchestrating a fluid, graceful, and intentional movement. Each subtle adjustment of your grip as you lift the cup, each precise tremor avoided as you bring it to your lips. It's an eloquent testament to the brain's astonishing ability to translate abstract intention, a mere thought, into a precise, perfectly executed physical action. This is a continuous dynamic and breathtakingly fast loop of sensory input, sophisticated central processing, and exquisitely controlled motor output. This silent, ceaseless conversation between your rich inner world and the dynamic outer environment is constantly adapting, continuously refining, and perpetually responding in real time, allowing for the seamless flow of your every interaction with the world. Once the torrent of sensory information, now elegantly encoded and traveling along ascending pathways like the spinothalamic tract for pain and temperature, or the dorsal column medial lemniscus pathway for fine touch and proprioception, arrives in the brain's bustling central hub. It is precisely directed. A crucial relay station for most sensory information is the thalamus, a deep brain structure that acts like a sophisticated switchboard, directing incoming data to the appropriate specialized cortical regions for interpretation and integration. For instance, visual information captured by your eyes is channeled directly to the visual cortex at the back of your brain, where light patterns are transformed into coherent images. Auditory information, translated from sound waves, travels to the auditory cortex, allowing you to perceive melodies and voices. Somatosensory information, from touch and temperature, is routed to the somatosensory cortex, enabling you to feel the world with precise localization and intensity. Here, within these specialized cortical areas, the incoming data is not merely registered. It is meticulously processed, actively compared with vast stores of existing memories, imbued with powerful emotional context by ancient brain regions like the amygdala, and subjected to higher-level abstract thought and integration in the intricate convolutions of the prefrontal cortex. This is the magical realm where raw, undifferentiated sensation transforms into rich, nuanced perception, where a simple pattern of light becomes the vibrant, breathtaking hues of a sunset, where a series of vibrations becomes the soothing, complex melody of a song, and where subtle pressure on your skin becomes the comforting, reassuring weight of a loved one's hand. It is within the brain that the true meaning and significance of the stimulus are meticulously unlocked, allowing for a deep, sophisticated, and remarkably adaptable understanding of the environment. Far beyond a mere, simple, reflexive response, its internal structure, with a butterfly-shaped gray matter core surrounded by white matter tracks, is designed for efficient, bidirectional communication. For many signals, particularly those that demand an immediate, life-preserving action, often involving physical safety or rapid adaptation to sudden changes in the environment, the spinal cord itself possesses the remarkable autonomy to initiate a swift, localized response without even needing to await direct, conscious instruction from the brain. This is the fascinating realm of reflex arcs, a testament to the nervous system's built-in lightning-fast protective mechanisms honed over millennia of evolution. Imagine, for instance, accidentally touching something unexpectedly hot, before your conscious mind even has the opportunity to fully register the sensation of intense heat or the sharp sting of pain. Your hand instinctively recoils instantly, as if pulled by an invisible string. This lightning-fast, involuntary withdrawal is thanks to the precision and efficiency of a simple reflex arc. The specialized thermoreceptors in your skin detect the harmful heat, rapidly send a signal up to the dorsal horn of the spinal cord, where the sensory neuron directly and immediately synapses with specialized intermediary neurons, known as interneurons, located within the spinal cord's gray matter. These interneurons then, without a moment's hesitation, instantly activate motor neurons that quickly send commands to the muscles in your arm and hand to contract, causing your hand to pull away with remarkable speed. This entire sequence from noxious stimulus to protective response occurs in a mere fraction of a second, entirely bypassing the brain for the sake of sheer immediate speed, showcasing the nervous system's evolutionary prioritization of instant safety and demonstrating an astonishing innate efficiency perfectly designed for survival. This profound journey commences from the very instant a subtle stimulus touches your senses, perhaps the softest whisper of a breeze on your skin, or the first faint hint of a distant melody, and culminates in the precise, often instantaneous, and perfectly calibrated response it unfailingly elicits. This remarkable journey, a ceaseless dynamic loop of reception, processing, and reaction, reveals the astonishing speed, the unparalleled efficiency, and the profound adaptive brilliance of your nervous system. an unmatched orchestrator of every interaction you have with the vast, multisensory world. All of this, the initial reception, the intricate processing, and the seamless reaction, occurs with such fluidity and speed that it often transpires entirely beneath the surface of your conscious awareness, ensuring that you can navigate, feel, react, and engage with your environment in real time with effortless grace. It's a profound testament to the intricate choreography that allows you to live, learn, adapt, and experience the world in all its intricate, vibrant detail, seamlessly blending internal states with external realities, all a product of this ceaseless, silent communication. Our journey through this neural superhighway typically commences with a sensory input, a delicate whisper or a vibrant shout originating from the external world, or even from within your own body. Consider, for instance, the subtle, comforting warmth of a gentle sunbeam gracing your skin as you lie peacefully, its radiant energy absorbed and translated into internal warmth. The distant, almost ethereal melody of a bird song reaching your ears as if carried on the lightest breeze. Or the delicate, nuanced texture of a smooth, cool stone, held gently in your palm, its contours and temperature conveying unique information, positioned throughout your body like vigilant sentinels, are highly specialized neurons known as sensory neurons. These remarkable cells are exquisitely equipped with unique receptor structures, each meticulously designed to detect and transduce specific forms of external energy or chemical stimuli into the universal language of the nervous system electrical signals. These receptors are diverse and highly specialized. Photoreceptors in your eyes detect light waves. Mechanoreceptors in your skin and internal organs respond to touch, pressure, vibration, and stretch. Chemoreceptors in your nose and tongue detect airborne or dissolved chemical molecules for smell and taste. Thermoreceptors sense changes in temperature. And nociceptors detect potentially damaging stimuli as pain. When these highly specialized receptors are activated by a stimulus, they perform a truly miraculous transformation, a process called transduction. They convert that external energy or chemical presence into an internal electrical signal. This initial electrical impulse, a nascent message encoded in the universal language of neuronal firing, then begins its rapid, silent ascent along the dedicated sensory nerve pathways. Imagine this as a gentle yet powerful ripple starting at the periphery of your being, subtly gathering momentum and clarity as it travels inwards, carrying vital real-time information about the world directly towards the central processing unit of your brain. This initial instantaneous conversion from physical energy to neural signal is absolutely critical, acting as a universal translator, transforming the vast, diverse, and often chaotic sensory information from the world into a standardized, comprehensible neural code, thereby ensuring that all incoming data can be efficiently and effectively processed by the higher centers of your nervous system for interpretation and response. Once initiated and transduced, this electrical signal, now a determined current of electrochemical information, embarks on its swift and unhindered ascent, typically traveling with incredible speed along the axons of these sensory neurons towards the very core of your central nervous system, the spinal cord. For signals that require more intricate, nuanced processing, conscious awareness, or more deliberate, complex responses, the journey seamlessly continues beyond the spinal cord. After this intricate processing, interpretation, and precise decision-making within the vast neural landscapes of the brain, if a conscious or coordinated response is required, a new set of highly specific instructions is generated. Crucially, this entire intricate communication system, this magnificent neural network, relies with absolute precision on the exquisite, delicate dance of neurotransmitters, those chemical messengers we touched upon earlier. The precise balance, the intricate symphony, and the dynamic interaction of these numerous and diverse chemical messengers are incredibly delicate, yet remarkably robust, allowing the nervous system to manage the vast, almost incomprehensible complexity of human experience. Having gently traced the fundamental journey of a signal through the elegant, intricate architecture of individual neurons and observed their sophisticated dance of electrochemical whispers, we now move beyond the foundational basics. Our contemplation expands to truly appreciate the astonishing, multifaceted, and pervasive power of the nervous system as a whole. Every single sensory input you receive, every piece of raw data from the world, from the comforting softness of a blanket against your skin to the faint, almost imperceptible sound of distant rain, or the delicate aroma of an evening blooms, not merely transmitted as raw data, but as actively interpreted, filtered, categorized, and imbued with profound meaning by the vast, intricate networks of your brain. Joy, sorrow, fear, immense love, serene contentment, thrilling excitement, quiet empathy. These profound and deeply personal subjective experiences arise from complex, advanced neuroimaging techniques such as fMRI, which maps brain activity by detecting subtle changes in blood flow, and EEG. These revolutionary technologies are actively forging direct communication pathways between the human brain and external digital devices, bypassing the body's usual motor and sensory output mechanisms. Researchers around the globe are tirelessly working towards developing novel, more targeted treatments for neurological disorders that have long baffled medical science and caused immense suffering. Imagine the possibility of new therapies for debilitating conditions like Alzheimer's disease that could slow or even halt cognitive decline, preserving precious memories and cognitive function through precision targeting of neural pathways or amyloid plaques. Or envision innovative approaches to Parkinson's disease that restore fine motor control and alleviate debilitating tremors through sophisticated, deep brain stimulation or targeted gene therapies. Advances in understanding the complex neurodevelopmental disorders such as autism, the intricate biological basis of various mental health conditions like depression, anxiety, and PTSD, and the persistent enigma of chronic pain are rapidly progressing, offering tangible hope for more effective, personalized interventions that directly target the underlying neural mechanisms and restore balance to the system. Imagine individuals living with severe paralysis gaining the astonishing ability to control sophisticated robotic limbs, manipulate computer cursors, or even communicate complex ideas. This includes cutting-edge research into optimizing memory recall through targeted exercises or pharmacological interventions, enhancing sustained attention and focus, boosting innate creativity, and even unlocking the neural underpinnings of deep meditative and flow states, allowing for enhanced mental performance and overall well-being. Techniques like transcranial magnetic stimulation, a non-invasive procedure that uses magnetic fields to stimulate nerve cells in the brain, and targeted neurofeedback, which allows individuals to learn to self-regulate their own brain activity in real time, are providing new, non-invasive ways to subtly influence neural pathways. These methods are opening doors to novel forms of therapy, cognitive training, and personal enhancement, allowing individuals to exert more conscious control over their own brain states. These continuous scientific and technological advancements highlight a future where our increasing intimacy with the nerve network allows us not just to heal its ailments, but to profoundly elevate the very capabilities of the human mind, leading to transformative changes in how we learn, how we interact with our environment, and how we experience the world around us. This quiet, relentless scientific work unraveling the deepest, most intricate mysteries of the nerve network promises a future where the brain's hidden power becomes ever more accessible, bringing profound solace, restoring lost capacities, and revealing new, exciting possibilities to countless lives across the globe. It pushes us to consider what other layers of power and intelligence might exist within this cosmic neuron, if our own tiny brains contain such wonders and emotions without uttering a single word, simply through the power of their thoughts. These groundbreaking advancements are not mere concepts drawn from science fiction. They are rapidly becoming a tangible, life-changing reality, pushing the very boundaries of what is possible for human interaction and capability. offering unprecedented new avenues for restoring lost functions, communicating profound thoughts, and enhancing human potential in ways once thought impossible. Beyond restoring function, BCs are also opening windows into understanding brain activity in unprecedented detail, allowing scientists to decode neural signals associated with intention, perception, and even emotional states, thereby deepening our fundamental knowledge of the nervous system's inner workings and its capacity for complex thought, which records electrical activity through electrodes on the scalp. Now allows scientists to observe neural activity in real time as we think, feel, learn, and even dream. Even more cutting-edge techniques like magnetoencephalograph, which measures magnetic fields produced by electrical currents in the brain, offer even higher temporal resolution, providing insights into the precise timing of neural events. This technological leap has led to a much deeper and nuanced appreciation of brain plasticity, the astonishing and continuous ability of the nervous system to adapt, reorganize, and form new synaptic connections throughout the entire lifespan. Even in response to significant injury, the onset of new diseases, or the acquisition of novel learning experiences. This inherent, lifelong adaptability offers immense hope for recovery from neural damage and profound possibilities for cognitive enhancement, demonstrating that the brain is not a static organ, but a constantly evolving landscape shaped by experience. Dynamic patterns of neural activity involving both ancient, evolutionarily preserved brain regions like the amygdala, responsible for primal emotional responses, and more recently evolved cortical areas like the prefrontal cortex, which modulates and interprets these feelings, intricately weaving together cognitive evaluations with visceral bodily sensations to create the rich, ever-shifting tapestry of our emotional lives. The ability to regulate these emotions, to manage stress, and to adapt to challenging circumstances is also a testament to the nervous system's executive power, primarily centered in the prefrontal cortex. This region allows us to override impulsive reactions, plan for long-term emotional well-being, and engage in empathetic understanding, creating the sophisticated, social, and emotional beings that we are. The continuous interplay between these various emotional centers ensures that our internal states are constantly adapting to both internal and external cues, creating a complex and adaptive emotional intelligence that profoundly shapes our interactions and overall well-being. This is the magical alchemy where raw, undifferentiated sensation transforms into rich, nuanced perception, where the simple patterns of light waves striking your retina become the vibrant, breathtaking hues of a sunset, where a series of vibrations becomes the soothing complex melody of a song, and where subtle pressure on your skin becomes the comforting, reassuring weight of a loved one's hand. This incredible, ceaseless capacity for processing extends seamlessly to higher-order cognitive functions. It enables profound, abstract thought, allowing for meticulous problem-solving, fostering intricate, abstract reasoning, and opening the boundless realms of imagination and creativity, allowing you to conceive of new worlds and innovative solutions. It allows you to learn from vast stores of past experiences, to anticipate future events with a degree of foresight, to construct intricate mental models of the world around you, and to engage in profound introspection, questioning the very nature of existence and your place within it. This intricate network, often operating seamlessly beneath the veil of our conscious awareness, is not merely a simple, passive relay system for isolated sensations and singular movements, akin to a series of wires connecting points. Rather, it is the grand silent orchestrator of our entire being, continuously managing countless vital functions, profoundly shaping every single thought, every subtle feeling, every deliberate or unconscious movement, and indeed every complex interaction you have with the vast dynamic world around you. Its true breathtaking power lies in its unparalleled ability to seamlessly integrate billions upon billions of individual signals, each a tiny piece of electrochemical information, into a cohesive, adaptive, and profoundly intelligent symphony of experience that defines the very essence of who you are, what you perceive, and how you respond. It is, in essence, the silent engine of your consciousness, the wellspring of your boundless creativity, and the fundamental bedrock of your deep capacity for connection, both with yourself and with others, allowing for a richness of experience that defies simple explanation. At its most fundamental and tirelessly active level, the nervous system functions as the ultimate controller of movement, a masterful puppeteer animating your every physical expression, from the smallest, almost imperceptible twitch of an eyelid to the grand, fluid gestures of a complex ballet routine, or the simple, grounding act of walking across a room. This control is primarily orchestrated by the somatic nervous system, a crucial branch of this larger, magnificent network, which acts as the conscious, volitional conductor. It meticulously translates your abstract intention, the thought of lifting an arm or taking a graceful step, into a precise, perfectly timed cascade of electrical impulses. These impulses, like perfectly timed orchestral cues, race down specialized motor neurons, signaling individual muscle fibers to contract or relax with exactly the right amount of force, tension, and timing, resulting in smooth, coordinated, and purposeful action. This continuous, detailed feedback from your muscles and joints allows for constant refinement of movement, making even a simple gesture a marvel of neurological precision, simultaneously and often far from our conscious notice. The nervous system meticulously manages the regulation of all internal functions through the autonomic nervous system, an often unseen maestro working tirelessly and autonomously in the background. This vital division effortlessly and continuously controls the rhythmic beat of your heart, maintains your blood pressure within precise parameters, regulates the subtle intricacies of your breathing, orchestrates the complex processes of digestion, and even manages subtle, yet critical functions like the precise dilation and constriction of your pupils in response to light. This remarkable dual-layered system ensures that whether you are consciously running a vigorous marathon or peacefully drifting into the deepest, most restorative phases of sleep, your body's essential, life-sustaining functions are flawlessly maintained, a profound testament to the nervous system's innate, automated wisdom that underpins the very possibility of life itself. Beyond these foundational, life-sustaining controls, the nervous system stands as the unparalleled master of information processing. It's an internal supercomputer beyond human design, capable of astonishing feats of cognition. Furthermore, and perhaps most intimately, the nervous system is the very crucible, the dynamic forge of our emotions. In recent decades, our understanding of this intricate network has undergone a remarkable and truly revolutionary renaissance, propelled by breathtaking scientific breakthroughs and technological advancements that allow us to peer into the living brain with unprecedented clarity and precision. Perhaps one of the most exciting and truly futuristic frontiers currently being explored is the rapid development of brain-computer interfaces. The potential of future advancements in understanding, treating, and even subtly influencing the nervous system is truly uninspiring, holding immense promise for transforming human health and the very landscape of human experience. Furthermore, the burgeoning field of improving cognitive function for everyone, not just those with diagnosed disorders, is rapidly expanding its horizons. Having gently journeyed through the astonishing intricacies of the nerve network, from its microscopic building blocks and the elegant dance of its signals to its vast orchestrating power over our thoughts, emotions, and movements, this nightly surrender, the very core essence and namesake of the Sleepster channel, is far, far more than just a passive period of inactivity or a mere off switch for the day as demands. It's often, and correctly, thought of as primarily beneficial for muscular strength, cardiovascular endurance, and metabolic regulation. Your brain, while only accounting for about 2% of your total body weight, is an incredibly metabolically active organ, consuming a disproportionately large amount, roughly 20 to 25% of your daily caloric intake. Chronic, unmanaged stress, a pervasive and insidious aspect of modern life, relentlessly bathes the brain in elevated levels of stress hormones like cortisol. Minimizing exposure to environmental toxins, ensuring access to clean air and water, and reducing prolonged exposure to loud noise or excessive artificial light can create a more supportive external environment for your delicate neural pathways. Understanding these various avenues of care for your nervous system, from the deep restorative processes of sleep to the active choices of diet, exercise, and mental engagement, is a powerful step towards optimizing your own functioning. If our universe is indeed a cosmic neuron, then by nurturing the delicate, complex network within us, we are, in a profound and mysterious way, contributing to the health and harmony of that larger, unimaginable cosmic mind. This intimate connection between our individual well-being and the grand scale of existence invites a sense of purpose and wonder in every act of self-care, blurring the lines between personal health and cosmic harmony. Over prolonged periods, this can have detrimental effects, actually damaging delicate neural connections, particularly in brain regions vital for memory formation, emotional regulation, and executive functions. Cultivating regular practices that gently yet effectively mitigate the impact of stress, such as mindfulness meditation, intentionally spending time immersed in nature, or deeply engaging in creative hobbies that bring genuine joy and a sense of flow, can all powerfully help recalibrate the nervous system's response to perceived threats, shifting it from a sympathetic fight or flight dominance to a parasympathetic rest and digest state, fostering a more balanced, peaceful, and resilient internal environment. Furthermore, actively pursuing lifelong learning and consistently engaging in mentally stimulating activities act like gentle, yet potent exercise for your brain, continually strengthening existing neural connections and promoting the formation of entirely new ones, thereby fostering neuroplasticity and enhancing overall cognitive vitality. Learning a new language, mastering a musical instrument, delving into complex puzzles, reading diverse literature, or simply engaging in stimulating conversations keeps your neural pathways active, flexible, and adaptable, building cognitive reserve. Maintaining strong social connections also provides crucial cognitive and emotional benefits, reducing feelings of isolation and promoting brain health. These conscious daily choices are not just about personal growth or momentary pleasure. They are direct, profound acts of deep care for the extraordinary nerve network that defines your very being, allowing it to flourish, to communicate with unparalleled clarity and grace, and to ultimately support a life lived with greater well-being and inner peace. It relies heavily on a consistent, high-quality supply of specific macronutrients and micronutrients to function optimally, maintain its complex structures, and synthesize its myriad neurotransmitters. Foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids, abundantly found in fatty fish like wild-caught salmon, mackerel, and sardines, as well as plant-based sources like flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts, are particularly crucial, as they are fundamental structural components of the cell membranes within the brain and play a key anti-inflammatory role, supporting synaptic plasticity and overall brain health. Antioxidants, vibrant compounds abundant in colorful fruits, leafy green vegetables, and dark chocolate help protect delicate, vulnerable neurons from oxidative stress, a detrimental process involving free radicals that can contribute to cellular damage and cognitive decline. B vitamins, found in whole grains, legumes, leafy greens, and lean meats, are absolutely essential cofactors for the synthesis of numerous neurotransmitters, ensuring the smooth flow of neural communication and supporting myelin health. Essential minerals like magnesium, zinc, and iron also play diverse roles in neural signaling and enzyme function. Meanwhile, complex carbohydrates derived from whole, unprocessed foods like oats, brown rice, and legumes provide a steady, sustained release of glucose, the brain's primary and preferred energy source, preventing energy crashes that can affect mood, concentration, and cognitive clarity. Conversely, a diet characterized by high consumption of processed foods, excessive refined sugars, and unhealthy trans or saturated fats can contribute significantly to systemic inflammation, disrupt gut-brain axis communication, and ultimately impair cognitive function, thereby creating a less than optimal, even hostile, environment for your sensitive nerve cells. Nourishing your body with wholesome, nutrient-dense foods is not just a choice for general health. It is an act of deep reverence and essential maintenance for your nervous system, providing it with the vital ingredients it needs to operate with unparalleled clarity, efficiency, and calm. But its profound and far-reaching impact on the brain and the broader nerve network is equally, if not more, significant and increasingly understood by modern neuroscience. Engaging in consistent physical activity, even moderate and gentle forms of exercise like a brisk, mindful walk in nature, a flowing yoga session, or some rhythmic, calming stretching dramatically increases blood flow to the brain, a process known as neurovascular coupling, thereby delivering an abundant supply of essential oxygen and crucial nutrients vital for optimal neural function and energy production. Furthermore, exercise actively stimulates the production and release of neurotrophic factors, powerful proteins such as brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which is often aptly dubbed miracle grow for the brain. BDNF vigorously promotes the growth of new neurons, particularly in the hippocampus, a brain region critical for memory and learning. It also strengthens existing synaptic connections, promotes synaptic plasticity, and crucially, protects existing brain cells from damage and degeneration, essentially making your entire nervous system more robust, resilient, and adaptable to stress, learning, and change. Regular movement also plays an incredibly vital role in balancing the delicate levels of key neurotransmitters like serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine, which profoundly influence mood, motivation, energy levels, and stress resilience. It reduces systemic inflammation, which can otherwise negatively impact brain health. Thus, the gentle, consistent movement of your body can be an incredibly powerful balm for your mind, fostering a more harmonious internal state, reducing the physiological impact of stress, and strengthening the very pathways of communication that define your well-being, both physically and emotionally. It is, in fact, an intensely active, vital, and indispensable process of profound restoration and meticulous cleansing for your entire brain and peripheral nervous system. During the deepest stages of non-REM sleep, particularly the slow-wave sleep phase, and especially during the active, vivid dreamscapes of REM sleep, your brain literally engages in a remarkable, highly organized process of waste removal. The glymphatic system, a network of microscopic channels that runs parallel to your brain's blood vessels, becomes significantly more active and efficient during sleep, effectively flushing out metabolic byproducts and neurotoxins such as amyloid beta proteins and tau proteins, which are waste products that accumulate in the brain during wakefulness. This nightly cerebrospinal fluid-driven cleanse is absolutely crucial for maintaining pristine neural health, preventing the insidious buildup of substances increasingly linked to neurodegenerative diseases, like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Without this vital nightly process, these toxic accumulations could impair neuronal function and communication. Moreover, sleep is the primary, indispensable time for memory consolidation, where the day's experiences, learnings, and newly formed synaptic connections are replayed, sorted, strengthened, and meticulously woven into your long-term memory, thereby enhancing learning capabilities, solidifying acquired skills, and boosting overall cognitive function. It's also a period of intense neural repair, where cellular damage accumulated during the day is mended and the intricate stores of vital neurotransmitters are replenished, ensuring that your brain's delicate chemical messengers are fully charged and ready for the complex demands of the next day. Beyond mere physical restoration, sleep plays a critical role in emotional regulation, allowing the brain to process difficult emotions and reduce reactivity. Prioritizing adequate, high-quality, and consistent sleep, typically 7 to 9 hours for most adults. Though individual needs vary, is perhaps the single most impactful non-negotiable gift you can bestow upon your nervous system, allowing it to rejuvenate, recalibrate, and prepare for another day of intricate, conscious communication, fostering both mental clarity and emotional resilience. We now arrive at a crucial and deeply empowering realization. This magnificent system, the very seat of your consciousness, your perceptions, and your vitality, is not merely a passive recipient of external stimuli. It is a dynamic, living, and incredibly adaptable entity that you have the remarkable, lifelong capacity to nurture, protect, and continually optimize. Just as a diligent gardener tends to a delicate, vital plant, providing it with the precise conditions for flourishing, so too can we consciously cultivate the health, resilience, and optimal functioning of our own nervous system. Understanding its fundamental needs and actively providing the right environment for its intricate processes is perhaps the most profound and impactful act of self-care, allowing this complex communication highway to function with unparalleled clarity, fostering emotional balance, enhancing cognitive vitality, and ultimately leading to a deeper, more enduring sense of well-being and peaceful rest. This deliberate attention to neural health translates directly into a more harmonious internal experience, reflecting a quiet wisdom in self-preservation. At the very forefront of nervous system care, standing as an undisputed cornerstone of optimal brain and nerve function, is the profound, non-negotiable importance of sleep. Beyond the undeniable restorative power of sleep, regular physical exercise emerges as another equally vital cornerstone of nervous system health, representing a dynamic and often profound synergy between body and mind, complementing the foundational pillars of sleep and exercise. A healthy, balanced, and nutrient-rich diet provides the essential biochemical building blocks and the sustained energy fuel for your intricate and demanding nerve network. Beyond these foundational pillars of lifestyle, consciously embracing practical tips and mindful practices for reducing stress and improving cognitive function can profoundly enhance the resilience, adaptability, and overall vitality of your nerve network. Finally, while often less discussed, environmental factors also play a role in nervous system health. Having gently explored the astonishing intricacies of the human brain's neural network, a bustling microcosm of communication within our own skulls, and then expanded our gaze to encompass the mind-boggling scale of the cosmic web, that vast tapestry of galaxies stretching across billions of light years, how could a biological organ, composed of cells, neurons, and glial tissue, resemble the universe with its colossal galaxies, dark matter, and vast expanses of emptiness? In the brain, neurons are the fundamental processing nodes, akin to the computational units, meticulously connected by their elongated axons and branching dendrites. Researchers in the burgeoning field of complex network analysis have meticulously used sophisticated mathematical tools to study the intricate connectivity patterns of both the cosmic web and neural networks. While dark matter itself remains one of the greatest enigmas in modern cosmology, its immense gravitational influence is universally believed to be the invisible scaffolding upon which the visible galaxies, filaments, and clusters are meticulously built. In the most advanced cosmological simulations, the cosmic web primarily forms from the gravitational collapse of this unseen dark matter with ordinary. Is this compelling resemblance merely a fascinating cosmic coincidence? An instance of convergent evolution of complex networks arising across vastly different physical substrates and governed by entirely different forces? Or does it, more profoundly, whisper to a deeper, underlying unity in the fundamental laws governing complex systems, regardless of their scale, their physical composition, or the specific forces driving their interactions? Could it indeed suggest that the principles of information processing, network connectivity, self-organization, and emergent behavior are truly universal, manifesting in remarkably similar forms, whether driven by gravity on a cosmic scale or electrochemical signals within a biological mind? Or, more audaciously, Does it hint at, or even explicitly whisper to, the possibility that consciousness, in some nascent or distributed form, is an inherent property of organized complexity itself, a quality that perhaps emerges when elements reach a certain threshold of intricate connection? Whether those elements are individual neurons firing in a brain or colossal galaxies interacting within a vast cosmic web. While these questions remain profoundly open and far from definitively answered by current scientific or philosophical inquiry, the very act of contemplating these, striking almost uncanny parallels, can profoundly expand our minds, inviting us to look at both the universe and ourselves with renewed awe, a deeper sense of profound interconnectedness, and a blurring of the traditionally rigid lines between the microcosm and the macrocosm. This contemplation fosters a perspective that is both intellectually stimulating and deeply calming, as it allows us to see ourselves as intimately connected to the grandest mysteries of existence. Baryonic matter simply accumulating and following its gravitational lead, acting as visible tracers of its hidden architecture. In the brain, while neurons are the undeniable visible communicators, the vast, often overlooked population of non-neuronal cells, collectively known as glial cells, is increasingly understood to play an absolutely crucial, scaffolding, and profoundly active role. These glial cells, including astrocytes, oligodendrocytes, K, and microglea, provide essential structural support, deliver vital nourishment to neurons, clear cellular waste, form the insulating myelin sheaths, and even actively modulate synaptic communication, profoundly influencing neural network formation and function. While not a perfect one-to-one analogy, the striking idea of an unseen, pervasive scaffolding or support system that profoundly influences the formation, organization, and function of the visible, active network is a compelling parallel, inviting further contemplation about the hidden forces and often underestimated components that truly shape complex systems at all scales. Suggesting that the visible parts of a system, whether galaxies or neurons, may be only one aspect of a larger, more fundamental, and largely unseen organizational framework, consistently revealing surprising similarities in their statistical distributions and topological characteristics. The cosmic web grows through a relentless process of gravitational accretion, with matter continuously flowing towards denser regions, causing the vast filaments to lengthen, thicken, and galaxy clusters to expand and become more massive. This process is intensely dynamic and adaptive, constantly reshaping the universe's large-scale structure over billions of years, driven by the relentless pull of gravity and the expansion of space. Similarly, the brain, from early embryonic development through infancy, childhood, adolescence, and well into adulthood, exhibits remarkable neuroplasticity, its inherent and lifelong ability to continuously form new connections, strengthen existing ones through repeated use, prune unused or inefficient pathways, and even, in some specific regions, generate new neurons in response to ongoing learning, new experiences, and environmental demands. This dynamic process of continuous rewiring allows the brain to adapt to novel information, recover from injury, and endlessly refine its functions. Both systems demonstrate fundamental principles of self-organization, where immensely complex global structures and functionalities emerge spontaneously from relatively simple local interactions and rules, without the need for a central, external blueprint or intelligent designer explicitly dictating every connection or every galaxy's position. The universe is not built by a cosmic architect meticulously placing each galaxy, just as the brain is not wired by a tiny homunculus dictating every synaptic connection. Instead, both emerge organically, majestically, and continuously from intrinsic rules and interactions, suggesting a universal principle of emergent complexity that shapes systems from the smallest biological scales to the largest cosmic scales, tirelessly creating order, structure, and functionality. Out of initial simplicity in a majestic unfolding dance across vast expanses of time. For example, Both systems exhibit power law distributions in their connectivity, meaning that a small number of highly connected nodes possess an exceptionally large number of connections, vastly more than the vast majority of less connected nodes. This scale-free property is a crucial hallmark of many complex natural networks, from social networks to metabolic pathways and communication systems, suggesting a remarkably robust and efficient way to maintain connectivity and facilitate information flow across widely varying scales, making them resilient to random failures. Furthermore, both networks consistently exhibit high clustering coefficients, statistical measure indicating that if two nodes are connected to a third node, it's a significantly higher probability that they are also connected to each other, forming tightly knit local communities. Yet, paradoxically, despite their apparent vastness and local clustering, they also possess small world properties, meaning that despite their immense scale and the vast number of nodes, any two nodes in the network can be connected by a relatively short path length, ensuring highly efficient and rapid communication across the entire system. These mathematical isomorphisms, the profound fact that their structural patterns align when analyzed with the same rigorous statistical and graph-theoretic tools, strongly point towards common underlying mechanisms of growth, self-assembly, and optimal information transfer, hinting that fundamental, perhaps universal principles are at play in the emergence of complexity. The brain's macroarchitecture is characterized by dense regions of gray matter, primarily composed of neuronal cell bodies, dendrites, and unmyelinated axons, forming the processing hubs where most computation occurs. An extensive white matter tracks dense bundles of myelinated axons, acting as high-speed communication superhighways that link distant brain regions. These tracks create intricate communication pathways, allowing for rapid and synchronized information transfer across the entire brain. Similarly, in the cosmic web, individual galaxies, and more prominently, colossal clusters of galaxies, act as the nodes of matter. Densely packed regions where gravitational forces are strongest, serving as gravitational centers of attraction. These nodes are linked by cosmic filaments, which are themselves vast, thread-like streams of galaxies, diffuse gas, and the ubiquitous dark matter. These filaments act as cosmic gravitational highways, channeling matter and galaxies towards the denser clusters. Just as electrochemical information flows along neural pathways in the brain, matter and energy flow along these cosmic filaments, creating a dynamic, interconnected system where gravitational influence propagates across unimaginable distances. And, much like the brain's fluid-filled ventricles, sulci, and less dense regions of neural tissue, or the microscopic, information-rich synaptic gaps, the cosmic web is characterized by immense cosmic voids, vast, spherical regions largely devoid of galaxies and visible matter, representing the empty spaces where matter has been gravitationally pulled away into the filaments and clusters, leaving behind vast expanses of emptiness. This shared morphology, observed at scales differing by many orders of magnitude, suggests that certain universal laws of self-organization, perhaps related to the efficient distribution of resources, information, or gravitational potential, might be at play across wildly disparate physical systems. The uncanny way that these complex networks self-assemble from simpler initial conditions, whether from the primordial, almost uniform soup of the early universe or the rapidly developing neural tube of an embryo, speaks to a deeply ingrained cosmic tendency towards structured complexity, arising through iterative processes of growth and interaction. The scales involved are so unimaginably disparate that a direct comparison feels almost absurd. The human brain, a mere 3-pound organ, measures perhaps 15 centimeters across, while the observable universe spans approximately 93 billion light-years. This represents a difference of more than 27 orders of magnitude. Yet, when computational astrophysicists, armed with supercomputers and complex algorithms, create sophisticated simulations of the cosmic web's evolution, meticulously tracking the gravitational pull and distribution of billions of particles over cosmic epochs, And when neuroscientists, utilizing advanced imaging techniques like diffusion, tensor imaging, or intricate neuronal staining, map the dense, intricate connections of the brain's neural circuits, the visual output is astonishingly, almost eerily, similar. Overlaying these meticulously rendered images side by side reveals a mesmerizing, almost identical filamentary structure. Both systems exhibit dense clusters, massive galaxy clusters in the cosmos, and highly interconnected neuronal cell bodies or processing hubs in the brain, intricately interconnected by long, delicate, thread-like strands. In the universe, these strands are vast, luminous filaments composed of galaxies, gas, and the mysterious dark matter, stretching for hundreds of millions of light-years. In the brain, they are the elegant, branching axons and dendrites, forming complex bundles of nerve fibers known as white matter tracks, creating intricate, high-speed communication pathways. Surrounding both are vast, relatively empty spaces, the immense cosmic voids in the universe, colossal cosmic deserts, where little to no visible matter resides, and the less dense regions of neural tissue or the microscopic synaptic gaps within the brain. This fractal-like, webby, and porous architecture, observed across such mind-boggling scales, is far from superficial. It hints at shared, fundamental underlying principles of growth, connectivity, and optimal organization that may transcend mere physical composition. We now arrive at the most compelling and almost unsettling aspect of our grand thought experiment: the striking, almost uncanny, visual and structural similarities that appear to exist between these two vastly different realms. It is a resemblance so profound that it compels us to pause, to breathe slowly, and to consider whether these patterns are merely a remarkable, cosmic coincidence, a fascinating trick of scale, or perhaps a whispered hint at a deeper unifying principle that weaves through all levels of existence, from the infinitesimally small to the unimaginably grand. This visual resonance, this shared architecture, invites a sense of awe and curiosity, urging us to look beyond the obvious differences in scale and substance to the underlying forms that might govern the universe's organization, whether it be in a living mind or the boundless cosmos. At first glance, the comparison might seem preposterous, a whimsical notion born from abstract philosophy rather than rigorous science. Let's delve deeper into these intricate structural parallels, examining the component parts and their arrangements in both the brain and the cosmic web. Beyond mere visual appearance, the profound parallels extend to the deep mathematical and statistical properties that govern these vast networks. The pervasive presence of dark matter in the cosmic web adds yet another layer to this mysterious parallel, inviting deeper contemplation. The very growth and evolution of both the cosmic web and vast neural networks also present fascinating and deeply resonant parallels, hinting at universal principles of development. This striking visual and structural kinship between the universe at its most grand and the brain at its most complex naturally leads to profound, deeply intriguing, and often unsettling philosophical questions. Having gently explored the astonishing, almost uncanny visual and structural similarities that compel us to compare the intricate neural tapestry of the brain with the grand filamentary architecture of the cosmic web, we now deepen our contemplative journey into an even more profound and dynamic parallel. We move beyond mere appearance and static form to consider the active heart of these complex systems, the functional resonance, the way information, influence, and activity ceaselessly flow, interact, and communicate within both of these vastly different yet structurally analogous realms. Here, the primary medium of interaction, the very sculptor of cosmic structure, is gravity. Light, or more broadly, electromagnetic radiation traveling at the finite cosmic speed limit, carries a torrent of information across immense intergalactic distances. In the brain, information is meticulously processed through incredibly complex electrochemical computations, involving parallel processing of multiple sensory inputs, intricate feedback loops that refine responses, and sophisticated pattern recognition mechanisms that allow us to make sense of the world. The brain constantly takes in vast amounts of sensory data, compares it to a colossal library of stored memories, makes predictions about future states, and continuously updates its internal models of the world. Just as the brain is remarkably robust to injury, capable of rerouting signals and reorganizing functions through its incredible neuroplasticity, the cosmic web also appears to be a highly resilient and interconnected network. Even if certain galaxies or clusters are disrupted by collisions or other cosmic events, the overall filamentary structure persists and continues to evolve, demonstrating a certain inherent robustness to local perturbations, maintaining its global connectivity. The efficiency of communication and influence propagation in both systems is also striking. In the brain, the small world network property ensures that any two neurons can communicate with a relatively short number of synaptic steps, facilitating incredibly rapid and widespread information transfer necessary for coherent thought and action. In the cosmic web, the filamentary structure provides efficient pathways for matter and energy to flow towards clusters, effectively communicating resources and gravitational influence across vast distances in a highly organized manner. These shared principles of robustness, efficiency in propagating influence, and organized connectivity suggest that optimized network designs might be universal across disparate physical systems, hinting at a deep underlying intelligence in the way complex systems are structured, whether biological or cosmic. This is a highly dynamic, adaptive, and self-correcting form of information processing. If the universe, in its grand scale, processes information and exhibits emergent properties in ways that so profoundly mirror a brain, does that imply a form of cosmic computation? A universal calculation being performed over billions of years? Does it hint at a nascent, distributed consciousness? Or perhaps an unimaginable form of cosmic cognition far beyond our current biological understanding? Could the continuous flow of matter and energy through the cosmic web, the formation of its structures and its ceaseless evolution, be a literal form of cosmic thought, a slow, majestic, and immensely powerful stream of awareness occurring over eons? These are questions that push the very boundaries of current scientific inquiry and delve deeply into profound philosophical realms. They invite us to consider not only concepts like panpsychism, the idea that consciousness or mind is a fundamental feature of all reality, existing in varying degrees even in seemingly inanimate matter, but also to ponder if our universe is merely a thought, a computation, or a dream within a larger, more encompassing cosmic mind. While these are purely speculative questions, far from being definitively answered by current empirical data, the profound elegance of the functional parallels encourages us to remain open to possibilities that transcend our current biological and cosmological frameworks, fostering a sense of humble curiosity and boundless wonder in the face of the universe's ultimate unfolding mysteries, reminding us that reality may be far stranger and more interconnected than we can currently imagine. In the cosmic web, while there is no evidence of conscious thought or intentional computation as we understand it, one can conceptualize a form of cosmic information processing. The precise distribution of matter, the relentless flow of energy, the formation of increasingly complex structures from simpler initial conditions, these can be seen as the output of vast cosmic computations performed by the fundamental laws of physics and gravity over billions of years. For instance, the cosmic web effectively computes the most gravitationally efficient pathways for matter to assemble and evolve. Information about the universe's initial quantum fluctuations is processed through gravitational dynamics and thermodynamic principles, eventually outputting the galaxies, clusters, and voids we observe. This is a much more abstract, emergent form of information processing, but it highlights how underlying rules and continuous interactions lead to complex, organized structures. Much like relatively simple rules of neuronal interaction can lead to complex thoughts and consciousness in the brain. When we observe light from a distant galaxy, we are not merely seeing its current state. We are literally seeing into the deep past, receiving a message about its state billions of years ago. In the brain, neural activity itself can profoundly alter the structure and strength of synapses, leading to learning and memory formation. The very act of thinking, learning, or experiencing can literally change the brain's physical connectivity and functional organization. This is a powerful feedback mechanism where continuous function influences subsequent structure. In the cosmic web, the clustering of matter through gravitational attraction enhances further gravitational pull, leading to even more clustering. The formation of supermassive black holes at the centers of galaxies can then emit powerful jets of energy and radiation that influence the surrounding intergalactic gas and suppress or promote star formation, creating a colossal cosmic feedback loop that shapes the evolution of entire galaxies and their environments. These emergent properties were complex. Novel phenomena arise spontaneously from the interactions of simpler components are hallmarks of both systems. Consciousness emerges from billions of firing neurons, and the vast organized cosmic web emerges from the gravitational interactions of countless particles, stars, and galaxies. This shared principle of emergence suggests that complex, integrated systems, regardless of their scale or physical composition, might naturally develop sophisticated organizational principles and display behaviors that are far greater than the sum of their individual parts. This light, absorbed by other galaxies or interstellar gas, can trigger star formation, heat gas clouds, or ionized matter, profoundly influencing cosmic evolution. Its spectral properties, like a cosmic fingerprint, carry detailed data about the composition, temperature, velocity, and even the expansion rate of the universe, acting as fundamental units of information transfer. Cosmic rays, high-energy particles originating from supernova, active galactic nuclei, or other violent cosmic events, also traverse the cosmic web, carrying immense energy and information across vast distances, interacting with intergalactic magnetic fields and influencing star formation. Even the vast, diffuse intergalactic medium-Ni tenuous gas that exists between galaxies and within the filaments is a dynamic medium for energy transfer and interaction, heated by active galactic nuclei and influencing the formation of new stars by its temperature and density fluctuations. These various forms of energy and matter propagation, while fundamentally different from electrochemical signals, collectively constitute a robust and continuous form of functional resonance within the cosmic web, where events in one part of the network inevitably influence others, shaping its dynamic evolution, much like neural impulses propagate and shape brain activity. Galaxies, clusters of galaxies, and the pervasive, unseen scaffolding of dark matter constantly exert gravitational pulls on one another. These gravitational interactions are the fundamental, long-range forces that shape the cosmic web, acting as the universe's pervasive conversations, drawing matter towards denser regions, causing filaments to grow and thicken, and guiding the colossal flow of galaxies towards massive clusters and superclusters. In this profound sense, gravitational influence propagates across the cosmic network, much like electrical signals propagate along neural pathways, albeit on vastly different scales of magnitude and speeds. A change in the distribution of matter in one part of the cosmic web, say the formation of a new incredibly massive destrucive, only ruby kiss has the luxurious texture that glides on swave/ly and live movie and live/list my lies nes my nalis mores nes malef my nalies my nas my malai dot k ned kared not by my mod ad go said I cut a cat gad they likes it cock and sukapi says it to so is a secker the kai we lots it a sick get this I kapus is it kai it's it the kap by to the to me seeds to Galaxy cluster will, over cosmic timescales, send ripples of gravitational influence, outward affecting the motion and distribution of galaxies and gas clouds millions, even billions of light-years away. This is a subtle yet relentless form of communication, where the message is gravitational pull. The medium is the fabric of space-time itself, and the response is the gradual, inexorable movement, accumulation, and organization of matter, a ceaseless gravitational dance across cosmic epochs. The recent detection of gravitational waves, ripples in spacetime caused by extremely energetic cosmic events like the merger of black holes, further underscores this cosmic communication, providing direct evidence that violent events in one part of the universe send signals across vast distances, influencing the very fabric of spacetime in their wake. This isn't about galaxies literally thinking or neurons colliding in a cosmic sense. Rather, it's about discerning if there exist universal principles of information transfer, dynamic interaction, and emergent computation that manifest across scales, regardless of the underlying physical medium or the specific forces involved. If the universe were indeed a colossal cosmic neuron, then the ceaseless, energetic interactions of its components from the silent, pervasive dance of gravity shaping its grand architecture to the radiant journey of light illuminating its furthest reaches would be its very thoughts, its impulses, its continuous, living conversation with itself. A testament to an unimaginable, slow, but infinitely complex form of cosmic cognition. This functional comparison invites a deep sense of wonder, prompting us to ponder if the universe, in its own majestic, incomprehensible way, processes information, generates emergent properties, and exhibits a form of dynamic activity that mirrors the intricate, purposeful workings of a biological mind. Let's begin by returning to the familiar, yet still deeply mysterious, territory of the human brain. To understand the essence of its ceaseless communication, in the realm of biology, communication within the brain's neural network is an astonishing, high-speed electrochemical ballet, a symphony of electrical pulses and chemical whispers. It commences with the generation of action potentials, those fleeting, precise, and highly stereotyped bursts of electrical energy that race down the axon of a neuron. These aren't simple on-off switches. They are complex bioelectrical phenomena, initiated when the neuron's membrane potential rapidly changes due to the influx and efflux of ions through voltage-gated ion channels. The frequency and timing of these action potentials encode vast amounts of information about our sensations, thoughts, intentions, and motor commands. When an action potential reaches the axon terminal, the very end of the transmitting neuron, it triggers a cascade of events that leads to the release of neurotransmitters, specialized chemical messengers stored in tiny vesicles. These neurotransmitters then bridge the microscopic synaptic gap, the minuscule void between the transmitting neuron and the receiving neuron, carrying the signal from one neuron to the next. This chemical cascade is exquisitely precise. Neurotransmitters bind to specific receptor proteins on the postsynaptic neuron S membrane, initiating a new electrical signal in the receiving cell. The immense diversity of neurotransmitters, each with its unique message and specific receptor lock, allows for an incredibly nuanced, versatile, and context-dependent communication system, shaping everything from the most basic muscle movement and reflexive responses to the most complex emotional states, intricate cognitive processes, and the very fabric of our conscious awareness. This electrochemical signaling isn't random noise. It's a meticulously choreographed dance, forming intricate pathways, robust feedback loops, and dynamic feed-forward circuits that allow the brain to process vast amounts of sensory input in parallel, make lightning-fast decisions, adapt and learn from continuous experience, and ultimately generate consciousness itself. The immense functional power and astonishing adaptability of the brain emerge not from individual neurons firing in isolation, but from the dynamic, collective, and highly synchronized behavior of billions, ceaselessly exchanging and processing information across vast, intricate, and ever-reconfiguring networks, adapting and learning moment by precious moment throughout our lives. Now, with this intricate understanding of neural communication as our guide, let's turn our gaze back outward to the cosmic web, considering how communication or influence might flow across its colossal, mind-bogglingly vast architecture. Beyond the fundamental and pervasive influence of gravity, other forms of energy and matter propagate and interact throughout the cosmic web, serving as vital cosmic messengers, enriching the universe's ongoing functional resonance. The abstract concept of information processing within these vastly different yet functionally resonant systems also presents intriguing and profound parallels. Furthermore, both systems exhibit remarkable feedback loops and the emergence of increasingly complex emergent properties. The analogy extends to the efficiency, robustness, and redundancy of communication within these systems. The contemplation of such profound functional resonance of the ways information and influence flow across these two vastly different realms inevitably leads to deeply curious, sometimes unsettling, but always awe-inspiring questions about the nature of intelligence, computation, and existence itself. Having gently delved into the astonishing structural and functional resonance between the intricate networks of our own brains and the sprawling majesty of the cosmic web, we now arrive at a pivotal juncture in our grand contemplation. The profound implications of scale and perspective, and how these fundamental concepts shape our understanding of our place within such an immense, potentially nested reality. On one side, we have the human brain, an organ roughly 15 centimeters in diameter, weighing about 1.4 kilograms. Within this colossal expanse, billions upon billions of galaxies are distributed, each containing hundreds of billions of stars, planets, and vast clouds of gas and dust. To put this into perspective, contemplating such vastness, whether the intricate universe within our skull or the boundless cosmos beyond, often evokes feelings of deep awe and profound humility. We become acutely aware of our own minuscule place in the grand scheme of things, a tiny flicker of awareness within an incomprehensibly vast tapestry. If our entire universe, with its billions of galaxies, is merely a single brain cell in a higher entity's mind, then what does that make us? Our entire solar system, our planet, our cities, and indeed, each one of us, would be unimaginably smaller than even the most microscopic components within that cosmic neuron. It suggests that perhaps complexity, intelligence, and meaning exist at every scale, not just our own. Our capacity to even ask such questions, to conceptualize such immense scales and draw parallels to our own minds, is perhaps the most astonishing aspect of all. It implies that within our tiny biological brains lies a spark, a resonance with the very organizing principles of the cosmos. Our journey into this thought experiment is not about providing definitive answers, but about expanding our perspective, inviting wonder, and fostering a sense of interconnectedness that extends from the smallest subatomic particle within our own neurons to the outermost reaches of the cosmic web. We are not just in the universe. We are in a profound and mysterious sense reflections of its very structure and potential, embodying the same organizational principles that might govern a cosmic mind making our existence. A truly magnificent conscious spark in an unimaginably vast interconnected system. We would be less than atoms, perhaps subatomic particles, or even the quantum fluctuations within those particles, continuously active, yet utterly imperceptible from the cosmic being's overarching perspective. This nested scaling can extend infinitely, suggesting a dizzying hierarchy of existence, a universe within a universe, a brain within a brain, a consciousness within a consciousness. This suggests that what appears small or large is purely relative to our frame of reference. A single atom is a universe to its constituent quarks. Our brain is a universe to its neurons. Our universe is perhaps a single neuron to something grander. This deep relativity of scale implies that reality itself might appear fundamentally different depending on the level at which it is observed, perhaps shifting from predictable classical physics at our scale to quantum uncertainty at the smallest and unimaginably grander principles at the largest. This feeling of the sublime, the simultaneous sense of being overwhelmed and uplifted by something immense and powerful, as a direct consequence of confronting such extreme scales. In contemplating such immense vastness, our everyday worries, anxieties, and mundane concerns can suddenly appear infinitesimally small. The stresses of daily life, the weight of our responsibilities, the minor frustrations that often consume our thoughts seem to dissipate when viewed through the lens of a universe potentially operating as a single thought in an unimaginable cosmic mind. This cosmic perspective invites a sense of letting go, of surrendering to the vast, incomprehensible flow of existence. It provides a unique form of mindfulness, grounding us in the present moment while simultaneously expanding our awareness to the grandest possible scales. This dual awareness of being both tiny and part of something so unimaginably grand can be profoundly liberating, fostering a sense of peace that transcends our immediate circumstances. It reminds us that our individual struggles, while significant to us, are but minuscule flickers in an eternal cosmic dance, allowing us to release the grip of control and embrace the flow. It challenges our anthropocentric view, reminding us that the universe does not revolve around us. Yet paradoxically, our capacity to even comprehend such scales is a testament to the extraordinary power of our own minds. This leads to existential questions about our apparent insignificance. If our entire universe is just a subcomponent of a larger mind, what then is the meaning of our lives, our struggles, our triumphs? Yet, rather than despair, this perspective can often foster a sense of serene connection, a feeling of being intricately woven into something unimaginably grand, a tiny conscious spark within a cosmic awareness. The ratio of the size of the entire observable universe to the size of a single human brain is roughly equivalent to the ratio of the size of a human brain to the size of a single atom. While we can write down numbers like billions and light years, our brains are fundamentally wired to comprehend phenomena within our direct sensory experience: sizes we can see, distances we can walk, durations we can live. Truly imagining a billion of anything, let alone a billion galaxies, pushes our cognitive architecture to its very edge. We resort to analogies like the grain of sand in a desert. But even these analogies, while helpful, fall short of capturing the true scale. This inherent struggle to intuit its cosmic vastness or microscopic intricacy means that our understanding of the universe and of its potential as a brain cell remains largely conceptual and mathematical rather than experiential. Yet, this very struggle can be a source of curiosity, compelling us to use our imagination as a bridge to understanding, pushing beyond the limits of our everyday perception to glimpse the underlying structures of reality. The fact that we, from our tiny vantage point, can even conceive of such immense scales and complex structures speaks volumes about the power of the very brain we are using to make the comparison. This radical difference in scale, while challenging to intuit, is crucial for the cosmic neuron thought experiment. If our universe is a brain cell within a higher entity, then from the perspective of that cosmic entity, our entire observable universe with all its galaxies, stars, and planets would be as tiny and as transient as a single neuron is to us. Our entire cosmic history, spanning billions of years, might unfold in a mere femtosecond of that cosmic being's thought. This nested scaling invites a profound revaluation of what is big and what is small, suggesting that these are entirely relative concepts dependent on the frame of reference from which reality is perceived. It implies a dizzying hierarchy of existence, where consciousness and complexity might manifest at scales utterly beyond our current imagination, prompting us to look for universal principles that transcend mere size. These galaxies are not randomly scattered, but are organized into the cosmic web, a foam-like structure of dense galaxy clusters, interconnected by immense filaments of galaxies and dark matter, separated by vast, empty cosmic voids. To conceptualize this scale, imagine scaling up. If a single galaxy were reduced to the size of a grain of sand, The entire observable universe would be a vast desert, stretching for thousands of kilometers in every direction. The filaments of the cosmic web would then be like invisible, gossamer threads connecting these grains of sand across immense, empty spaces. Galaxy clusters would be like tiny, dense pebbles within this desert, collections of millions of grains of sand. The mind struggles to truly grasp such magnitudes, where a light year the distance light travels in a year. Nearly 9.5 trillion kilometers is a fundamental unit, and billions of these units define the cosmic landscape. This macrocosm, seemingly limitless in its expanse, harbors a complexity that gives rise to cosmic structures, gravitational dynamics, and the very conditions for life. Within this compact biological structure reside approximately 86 billion neurons, each a complex electrochemical processing unit. Each neuron, in turn, can form thousands of synaptic connections, leading to trillions of points of communication. Nice. If we were to embark on an imagined journey inward, scaling down consistently, a single neuron might be akin to a bustling metropolitan city, its dendrites sprawling like a complex road network, its axon a high-speed intercontinental highway. A synapse, the point of communication between neurons, would then be reduced to a tiny street corner where chemical messages are exchanged between individual cars. Delving further, the atoms and subatomic particles that constitute these neurons are dimensions beyond our direct perception, each a universe of quantum possibilities in itself. This intricate layering of complexity, from subatomic particles to vast networks, compressed within the confines of our skulls, serves as a powerful reminder of how much structured complexity can exist within a relatively small volume. This microcosm, though seemingly insignificant against the backdrop of the universe, harbors a complexity that gives rise to consciousness, thought, and our capacity for understanding. The hypothesis that our entire universe might be but a single colossal brain cell within the mind of an inconceivably vast entity immediately confronts us with a breathtaking challenge: comprehending the sheer mind-boggling difference in scale, a disparity so immense it almost defies human intuition. This section invites us to carefully, almost meditatively, explore these vast differences, not just as scientific measurements, but as pathways to a deeper appreciation of our existence, making us feel simultaneously tiny and infinitely connected, fostering both humility and wonder. Our perception, so often confined to the immediate and the tangible, must now stretch, bend, and adapt to encompass magnitudes that push the very limits of imagination, revealing how relative our understanding of big and small truly is. Let's begin by concretely defining the scales involved, attempting to bridge the seemingly unbridgeable gap between the microcosm and the macrocosm. On the other side of our comparison lies the macrocosm, the universe itself, or more precisely, the observable universe, which spans approximately 93 billion light-years in diameter. The disparity in scale between the brain and the observable universe is truly staggering, a difference of more than 27 orders of magnitude. This immense disparity in scale has a profound psychological and philosophical impact on our human consciousness. Our human cognitive limits are starkly revealed when attempting to truly grasp these vast magnitudes. From the perspective of the cosmic neuron analogy, our own place in the vastness undergoes a remarkable perspective shift. This profound concept of relative scale can, paradoxically, lead to a deeply calming effect. Ultimately, finding meaning in this vastness, in our place within a potentially cosmic neuron, is a deeply personal philosophical endeavor. Having gently journeyed through the vast, awe-inspiring scales of the cosmic web and its striking parallels with the intricate neural networks of our own brains, we now arrive at perhaps the most profound, most elusive, and ultimately most captivating concept that connects these two vastly disparate realms: the phenomenon of emergent properties. Individual neurons, those microscopic building blocks we explored earlier, are essentially complex electrochemical switches. They fire or they don't. They release neurotransmitters or they don't. One leading framework is the integrated information theory, which proposes that consciousness is fundamentally determined by the amount of integrated information a physical system possesses. Predictive processing suggests that the brain is essentially a prediction machine, constantly generating hypotheses about the sensory input it expects to receive, and then comparing these predictions with actual incoming data. If consciousness can emerge from the immense complexity and intricate integration of neurons in a biological brain, could it also, in some unimaginable form, emerge from the even vaster complexity and interconnectedness of the cosmic web? Such an awareness would not be thinking or feeling in a human sense. If our universe is a brain cell within a higher cosmic being, then perhaps our own. Emergence of consciousness, the development of sentient life, human minds. We are still grappling with how the subjective, what it's like, arises from the objective, what it does. Yet, the cosmic neuron hypothesis serves as a powerful, calming meditation on the boundless potential of emergence. It invites us to embrace mystery, to find wonder in the unknown, and to recognize that the universe may be far stranger, more alive, and more interconnected than our everyday perceptions allow. This contemplation can lead to a profound sense of peace, a quiet acceptance that our individual consciousness, no matter how small, might be a cherished, intricate part of an unimaginably vast, ongoing cosmic thought. And our capacity for understanding and asking these very questions could be seen as a form of self-awareness arising within a larger cosmic entity. Our thoughts might be a tiny, localized flicker of cognition within that immense cosmic mind, a single, complex electrochemical event within its vast neural network. This perspective blurs the lines between creator and created, observer and observed, micro and macro. It also touches upon simulation theory. If our universe is a brain cell, is it a simulated brain cell? Or is the higher being's mind itself the ultimate reality? These questions are deeply unsettling for some, challenging our sense of autonomy and uniqueness. For others, they offer a profound sense of connection and comfort. The idea that we are not isolated specks in a cold, indifferent cosmos, but intrinsically woven into the very fabric of a living, thinking universe. A tiny part of its grand, ongoing thought process. The very fact that we, from our minuscule vantage point, possess the capacity to ask these questions, to contemplate such immense complexities and paradoxes, is perhaps the strongest evidence of a unique, emergent property within our own brains, a resonance with the grand organizing principles of the cosmos. Its thoughts might unfold over billions of years. Its sensations might be the gravitational waves rippling through space-time, and its memories might be encoded in the very distribution of matter and energy across the cosmos. It would be a consciousness born of immense scale and unimaginable complexity, fundamentally alien to our rapid biological pace. This idea resonates deeply with panpsychism, a philosophical perspective that suggests mind or consciousness is a fundamental, pervasive feature of the universe rather than just an emergent property unique to complex brains. Various forms of panpsychism exist, from micropsychism to cosmopsychism, the idea that the universe as a whole is conscious, and our individual minds are merely facets or parts of this larger, universal mind. The cosmic neuron hypothesis naturally lends itself to such panpsychist contemplation, suggesting that the universe's structure is not just like a brain, but is performing a brain-like function, leading to a form of awareness that encompasses everything. The emergence of structure in the universe is undeniable. From initial quantum fluctuations, gravity tirelessly sculpts hydrogen and helium into stars, stars into galaxies, and galaxies into the vast filaments and clusters of the cosmic web. This self-organization, driven by fundamental physical laws, is a form of emergence, leading to structures of incredible complexity and beauty. Building on this, the emergence of complexity continues at higher levels. From simple elements, complex molecules form. From molecules, life arises. And from life, intelligence and consciousness blossom. Each step is an emergent property, fundamentally different from its constituent parts. If this principle holds universally, could the collective activity of the cosmic web, the gravitational interactions, the flow of matter and energy, the propagation of light, the formation and evolution of structures over billions of years be seen as a form of cosmic information processing? And might this lead to a vast, slow, and distributed form of cosmic consciousness? Consciousness, in this view, might emerge from the process of continuously minimizing prediction errors, striving for a more accurate internal model of the world. This active top-down process of constructing reality involves a continuous loop of prediction and correction, with consciousness residing in the refined models that best explain incoming sensations. More speculatively, the orchestrated objective reduction theory, proposed by physicist Roger Penrose and anesthesiologist Stuart Hameroff, ventures into the quantum realm, suggesting that consciousness arises from quantum processes occurring within microtubules protein polymers found inside neurons. This theory posits that consciousness is not merely an emergent property of classical neural computations, but involves quantum gravity effects, proposing that the brain harnesses fundamental quantum processes. While highly controversial and not widely accepted, OR highlights the ongoing search for deeper physical explanations for consciousness. The persistent binding problem: how the brain unifies disparate sensory inputs into a single coherent conscious experience, the inherent unity of consciousness, the feeling of a single, continuous stream of awareness rather than fragmented experiences, remains central challenges that these theories attempt to address, pushing the boundaries of our understanding of subjective experience. This theory posits that any system that can both differentiate between a vast repertoire of states and combine those states into a unified whole will be conscious. The more differentiated and integrated the information, the higher its level of consciousness, quantified by a mathematical measure called phi. I'd suggest that consciousness is not an illusion, but a fundamental property of specific complex systems directly tied to their irreducible causal powers. It posits that the very experience of consciousness is the intrinsic existence of a system from its own intrinsic perspective, arguing that consciousness is a fundamental property of reality rather than just an emergent feature of matter. Another influential idea is the global workspace theory, which likens consciousness to a spotlight of attention in a theater of the mind. According to GWT, the brain has many specialized unconscious processors. But when a piece of information becomes highly salient, it enters a global workspace, making it widely available to these many processors. This widespread broadcasting and accessibility of information is what gives rise to conscious awareness, allowing for flexible, adaptive behavior. It's the moment information transitions from being locally processed to globally shared within the brain's architecture. A single neuron in isolation has no thoughts, no feelings, no awareness. It is merely a component. Yet when billions of these neurons are intricately interconnected in precise dynamic networks constantly communicating through trillions of synapses, something entirely new and breathtaking arises. Subjective experience, the feeling of eye, the vivid redness of a sunset, the comforting warmth of a memory, the profound sadness of loss. This is the essence of emergence. Consciousness is not located in any single neuron or specific brain region, but rather arises from the complex, synchronized, and integrated activity of the entire neural network. It's akin to how a single water molecule is not wet, but billions of water molecules interacting in a specific way create the property of wetness, or how individual ants, following simple rules, create complex, self-organizing colonies with collective intelligence far beyond any single ant. The brain's capacity for consciousness is a prime example of strong emergence, where the emergent property cannot be simply reduced to or predicted from the properties of its individual components. This is the idea that when individual components, acting according to simple rules, interact within a sufficiently complex system. Entirely new properties and behaviors can arise that were not present in any of the individual components themselves. It's the grand cosmic magic trick where the whole becomes truly greater and fundamentally different than the sum of its parts. And the ultimate emergent property, the most dazzling and perplexing wonder known to us, is consciousness itself, the subjective inner experience of awareness that seemingly arises from the electrochemical dance of billions of neurons within our skulls. If our universe is indeed a cosmic neuron, then the profound question becomes, what astonishing form of consciousness? What unimaginable tapestry of awareness might emerge from the collective activity of galaxies, dark matter, and the very fabric of space-time itself? This contemplation invites a deep sense of wonder, blurring the lines between what is physical and what is felt, prompting us to consider. If mind is not just contained within brains, but woven into the very structure of the cosmos, let's first anchor ourselves in the familiar, yet still deeply mysterious emergence of consciousness from the human brain. Scientists and philosophers tirelessly grapple with various theories to explain this ultimate emergent property. Further theories delve into the active, predictive nature of the brain. Now, let us daringly extend the concept of emergence to the cosmic scale, directly engaging with our universe as a brain cell hypothesis. Contemplating a cosmic consciousness pushes the limits of our anthropocentric understanding. The philosophical implications of such an emergent cosmic mind are profound. Ultimately, the contemplation of consciousness emerging from complexity, both in our brains and potentially in the universe, remains one of the hard problems of science and philosophy. Having gently traversed the landscape of structural and functional parallels between the brain and the cosmos, and having pondered the profound concept of emergent consciousness arising from complexity, we now delve into a realm where scientific speculation gracefully intertwines with deep philosophical inquiry. To further explore the audacious cosmic neuron hypothesis, we must engage with several compelling schools of thought that offer potential frameworks for understanding such a mind-bending possibility. If mentality is a fundamental property woven into the fabric of reality, then perhaps the galaxies, the dark matter, the very space-time that constitutes our universe might possess some elemental form of consciousness. In its essence, simulation theory proposes that our reality, as we perceive it with all its intricate details and seemingly fundamental laws of physics, if our universe is indeed a brain cell within a larger entity, it raises the intriguing possibility that this brain in its various forms. Idealism suggests that what we perceive as the physical world matter, energy, space. If reality is fundamentally mental, then the idea of the universe being a brain cell within a greater mind becomes a remarkably consistent and perhaps even intuitive proposition. Panpsychism suggests that mentality might be a fundamental property of all things, making a cosmic consciousness a plausible extension of this pervasive feature. Simulation theory offers a potential mechanism for how our universe could exist as a contained, complex entity within a larger system, perhaps even as a form of computation or a brain cell, in a simulated mind. Idealism proposes that reality itself is fundamentally mental, making the idea of a universe as a thought or a brain cell within a greater consciousness a coherent and perhaps even natural view. Engaging with these diverse perspectives allows us to move beyond purely mechanistic or materialist viewpoints and to embrace a wider range of possibilities regarding the nature of reality and our place within it. This intellectual exploration, while not providing definitive answers, enriches our contemplation, expands our understanding, and ultimately fosters a deeper sense of wonder and intellectual humility as we grapple with the most fundamental questions about existence, consciousness, and the vast, enigmatic cosmos. The physical structures we observe, galaxies, neurons, etc., would then be seen as complex patterns of thought or perception within this overarching mental reality. Our own consciousness would not be an emergent anomaly in a material world, but rather a natural expression of the fundamental mental nature of existence, The laws of physics themselves might be seen as the consistent rules governing the flow of these cosmic thoughts. From an idealist perspective, the hard problem of consciousness arguably dissolves. As consciousness is not something that mysteriously arises from non-conscious matter, but rather the very foundation of all being. The universe, as a vast and intricate pattern of mental activity, could very well be a thought, or a brain cell, within a still grander, more encompassing level of mental reality. This perspective offers a profound sense of unity and interconnectedness, suggesting that all of existence, from the smallest quantum fluctuation to the largest cosmic structure, is fundamentally mental in nature, bound together by the fabric of consciousness. It provides a framework where the seemingly bizarre idea of a cosmic neuron finds a natural home, fitting within a worldview that prioritizes mind as the primary substance of reality, and time are not ultimately independent, mind-external entities, but are instead manifestations of consciousness or ideas. This isn't to say that the physical world is merely a figment of our individual imaginations, but rather that the underlying reality is fundamentally mental, and our experiences are akin to perceptions within a universal mind or consciousness. Different idealist philosophers offer varying interpretations of this core idea. Some propose a single overarching consciousness as the foundation of all reality, with individual minds being aspects or fragments of this larger consciousness. Others argue for a more pluralistic idealism, where reality is composed of a multitude of interacting minds or experiences, and its environment are themselves part of a simulation created by an even higher level civilization or being. Our universe as a simulated brain cell could be a vast computational experiment, a way for this advanced entity to study the emergent properties of complex systems, the nature of consciousness, or the very origins and evolution of a universe. Within this simulated universe, the laws of physics, the constants of nature, and even the evolution of life and consciousness could be meticulously programmed parameters. The feeling of free will we experience, the seeming randomness of quantum events, and the vastness of the cosmos might all be carefully crafted illusions within the simulation, designed to create a consistent and believable reality for the simulated inhabitants. This perspective can be both unsettling and strangely liberating. Unsettling because it challenges our fundamental sense of autonomy and the solidity of our perceived reality. Liberating because it offers a potential explanation for some of the deep mysteries of physics and consciousness that currently elude our scientific understanding. Perhaps the seemingly arbitrary values of fundamental constants are set by the simulators. Or perhaps the hard problem of consciousness is easier to solve within a computational framework at a higher level. The cosmic neuron within a simulation adds another layer of complexity, suggesting a potentially nested hierarchy of simulations, each operating at different levels of scale and complexity, a dizzying hall of mirrors reflecting realities within realities. Might not be the base reality, but rather a highly sophisticated computer simulation running on a substrate that we cannot currently perceive or comprehend. The idea is that a sufficiently advanced civilization far beyond our current technological capabilities could have created a simulation so realistic that the beings living within it would be entirely unaware of their simulated nature, experiencing it as their only and true reality. This hypothesis draws parallels to our own advancements in virtual reality and artificial intelligence, suggesting that as our technology continues to progress exponentially, the creation of truly immersive and indistinguishable simulations might become a feasible, even commonplace, endeavor. The immense complexity and interconnectedness of the cosmic web with its flow of energy and information across vast distances could then potentially give rise to a far more integrated and complex form of consciousness at the scale of the entire universe, a cosmic mind whose thoughts and experiences unfold over unimaginable timescales and magnitudes far beyond our limited human comprehension. Our own consciousness in this view might be a localized, intricate manifestation of this pervasive cosmic mentality, a tiny, self-aware eddy within a vast ocean of awareness. This perspective offers a sense of deep interconnectedness, suggesting that we are not isolated minds in a purely mechanistic universe, but rather participants in a larger, potentially conscious cosmic dance. It provides a philosophical framework where the idea of the universe acting as a brain cell becomes less of a bizarre anomaly and more of a natural extension of a fundamental property of reality manifesting at an extraordinary scale. These are not necessarily definitive answers, but rather lenses through which we can examine the implications of a universe potentially existing as a brain cell within a far greater mind. The theories of panpsychism, simulation theory, and philosophical idealism, each with its unique perspective and nuanced arguments, provide rich intellectual soil for our contemplative journey, inviting us to question the fundamental nature of reality, consciousness, and our place within the vast enigmatic tapestry of existence. These philosophical frameworks encourage a broader, more open-minded perspective, allowing us to consider possibilities that might lie beyond the traditional boundaries of scientific materialism, fostering a sense of intellectual humility and profound curiosity about the true nature of the cosmos and our connection to it. Let us first turn our attention to panpsychism, a philosophical stance with ancient roots that has experienced a significant resurgence in contemporary thought, particularly in light of the persistent hard problem of consciousness. The enduring mystery of how subjective experience arises from purely physical processes. In its most fundamental form, panpsychism proposes that mind, or consciousness, is not a late-arriving phenomenon that exclusively emerges in highly complex biological systems like animal brains. Instead, it posits that some form of mentality, however rudimentary or elemental, is a fundamental and ubiquitous property of all reality, existing in varying degrees even in seemingly inanimate matter, extending perhaps down to the very fabric of space-time or the most fundamental particles that constitute the universe. This does unnecessarily mean that your coffee mug is having complex thoughts or experiencing emotions in the way a human does. Rather, it suggests that even the most basic entities might possess some minimal degree of proto-consciousness, some intrinsic form of being or experience that is far removed from our familiar, rich, human subjective awareness. Different versions of panpsychism offer varying degrees of this mind stuff and how it combines or scales up to produce the complex consciousness we experience. Some propose that consciousness is a fundamental property, like charge or mass, inherent in the basic building blocks of the universe, and that complex consciousness arises from the integrated activity of these microconscious entities. Others suggest that it is the information processing itself at any level of complexity that constitutes consciousness. Panpsychism offers a potential pathway for understanding the emergence of consciousness without having to posit a radical, unexplained leap from non-mental physical stuff to subjective experience. If even the smallest constituents of the universe possess some form of proto-consciousness, then the emergence of complex consciousness in brains, and potentially a vast cosmic consciousness within a universe-sized brain cell, becomes a question of integration and scale rather than a mysterious jump from one fundamental state to another. How might panpsychism relate to our cosmic neuron hypothesis? Next, let us consider simulation theory, a more contemporary and technologically driven philosophical hypothesis that has captured the popular imagination in recent years. How does simulation theory intersect with the cosmic neuron hypothesis? Finally, let us turn our contemplative gaze towards philosophical idealism, a venerable school of thought that posits that reality, in its most fundamental essence, is mental or mind-dependent. How does philosophical idealism illuminate our cosmic neuron hypothesis? These three philosophical frameworks, panpsychism, simulation theory, and idealism, while distinct in their approaches and arguments, all offer potential ways to conceptualize the profound implications of the cosmic neuron hypothesis. Having gently delved into the profound philosophical and scientific implications of the cosmic neuron hypothesis, exploring the captivating visual parallels, the intriguing functional resonances, and the mind-bending theories that such an idea sparks, we now arrive at a crucial and deeply introspective juncture in our contemplation. While we have marveled at the striking visual and structural similarities between a 15-centimeter human brain and a 93 billion light-year observable universe, the human brain is a biological organ composed of organic molecules, cells, tissues, and intricate biochemical pathways. Biological brains evolve through natural selection to serve specific purposes: survival, reproduction, cognition, and adaptation within a particular environment. Our human cognitive architecture evolved over millions of years for survival and reproduction on a single planet, is inherently limited in its capacity to grasp ultimate realities. Our senses detect only a tiny fraction of the electromagnetic spectrum. Our perception of time is subjective. Our understanding of dimensions is limited to 3 spatial and 1 temporal. In a world that often demands definitive answers and certainty, acknowledging the fundamentally unknowable can be liberating. It releases us from the relentless pressure to have all the answers and invites us to embrace mystery as a source of deep awe rather than anxiety. The universe does not owe us an explanation that fits neatly into our human-sized categories. Its mysteries are vast, beautiful, and often utterly alien to our expectations. This realization can lead to a state of philosophical calm, a quiet acceptance of the grand paradoxes of existence. It encourages us to find beauty not just in what we can comprehend, but in what remains eternally enigmatic, allowing our minds to rest in the boundless expanse of the unknown. The cosmic neuron analogy, even with its limits, serves as a powerful reminder that our universe is far stranger, more alive, and more interconnected than our everyday perceptions allow, inviting us to contemplate possibilities that stretch the very fabric of our understanding. This act of stretching, of wrestling with profound questions that defy easy answers, is itself a form of mental and spiritual expansion, fostering a sense of humble curiosity that nourishes the soul. What lies beyond the observable universe? What existed before the Big Bang, or outside our space-time? What are dark matter and dark energy? What is the true nature of quantum reality, where particles appear to behave in ways that defy classical logic? These questions push the boundaries of our current scientific and philosophical tools. Even if the universe is a brain cell, the nature of the mind it belongs to, or the universe that contains that mind, quickly leads to an infinite regressive chain of explanations that never reaches an ultimate, foundational answer. This concept of the unknowable is not a failure of understanding, but a profound recognition of the limits of human cognition and the boundless mysteries of existence. Their complexity is a product of billions of years of evolutionary pressure. While science can model, predict, and explain phenomena within its observable and measurable domain, it cannot, by its very nature, answer questions about ultimate origins, purpose, or realities that exist outside the realm of falsifiable hypotheses and empirical evidence. We can develop highly sophisticated mathematical models of the cosmic web, but we cannot place electrodes on galaxies to measure their thoughts. We can simulate brain activity, but we cannot directly access the subjective experience of another being, let alone a cosmic one. This scientific humility is crucial. It acknowledges that while our quest for knowledge is ceaseless, there will always be realms of existence that, for now and perhaps forever, lie beyond our instrumental reach, compelling us to accept the vastness of our own ignorance, even as our knowledge expands exponentially. Can we attribute such purpose or intent to the universe as a whole? Does the cosmic web think or evolve towards a goal? While some philosophical stances might posit a cosmic teleology, current scientific understanding views the universe's evolution as governed by impersonal physical laws, not conscious intent. To project human notions of purpose onto cosmic scales can be a comforting but potentially misleading act of interpretation. The universe simply is, and its evolution unfolds according to its intrinsic laws, irrespective of whether it aligns with our notions of a grand design or a cosmic mind's intention. This distinction is crucial for maintaining intellectual honesty, while still allowing for a profound sense of awe at the universe's inherent complexity and beauty. Its functioning relies on specific proteins, lipids, and the precise flow of ions across membranes. The universe, while containing organic matter, is predominantly composed of dark energy, dark matter, and only a tiny fraction of ordinary baryonic matter. The dominant forces shaping the universe are gravity and dark energy, operating on scales and principles vastly different from the short-range electromagnetic and weak, strong nuclear forces that govern the interactions within a neuron, attributing a biological function like thinking or consciousness to a system dominated by such different fundamental constituents and forces requires an enormous leap of faith beyond current scientific paradigms. We simply do not have any evidence that gravity or dark matter in themselves possess properties that could give rise to consciousness, or that their interactions constitute thoughts in any recognizable sense. This highlights that while the patterns may resonate, the underlying physical substrates and their intrinsic properties are profoundly distinct, reminding us that form does not always dictate function in the exact same way across disparate systems. The difference of over 27 orders of magnitude is not merely a quantitative distinction. It represents a qualitative chasm. To say that a galaxy cluster is like a neuron, or a cosmic filament is like an axon, is to stretch our understanding across gulfs of existence that defy direct intuition. The laws governing interactions at the scale of neurons are fundamentally different from the laws dominating the cosmos. While universal principles of network formation and self-organization might apply across scales, the actual mechanisms of communication, energy transfer, and information processing are vastly dissimilar. A galaxy cluster doesn't generate an action potential. A neuron doesn't orbit another neuron. Analogies are powerful for pattern recognition, for spotting similarities of form, but they offer no guarantee of similarities of substance, purpose, or underlying dynamics. Relying too heavily on form without acknowledging the fundamental differences in content risks engaging in anthropomorphism, projecting human-centric concepts like brain or mind onto cosmic phenomena that may operate on principles entirely alien to our biological understanding. The universe does not necessarily operate in a way that is intuitively comprehensible to a human brain, which evolved to survive on a tiny planet, not to grasp the ultimate nature of cosmic consciousness. While analogies serve as invaluable tools for understanding complex concepts, allowing us to bridge the gap between the known and the unknown, they inherently possess limits. Like a beautifully crafted map, an analogy highlights certain features and guides our path, but it can never be the territory itself. The very power of a metaphor lies in its ability to simplify and illuminate. But this simplification also means it omits details, glosses over fundamental differences, and can, if taken too literally, lead us astray into misinterpretations. This section invites us to calmly and humbly acknowledge the inherent boundaries of our cosmic neuron analogy, and, in doing so, to contemplate the vast, alluring realm of the fundamentally unknowable, those ultimate mysteries that, for now, lie beyond the reach of our current science and perhaps even our most ambitious philosophical conjectures. This acceptance of limits is not a surrender of curiosity, but rather a profound pathway to a deeper, more mature sense of wonder, fostering a serene humility in the face of the universe's ultimate enigmas. One of the most immediate and profound limitations of the cosmic neuron analogy lies in the staggering problem of scale. Furthermore, the compositional differences between the brain and the universe present inherent limitations to our analogy. The very concept of purpose or intent within the cosmic neuron analogy also quickly reaches its limits. Beyond the specific limitations of the analogy, we confront the vast realm of the fundamentally unknowable. Science itself, with its rigorous empirical methods, has inherent epistemic limits when confronting such grand questions. The acceptance of these limits, paradoxically, can be a profound source of peace and wonder. As our quiet, profound journey through the intricate dance of the nerve network and the boundless expanse of the cosmic neuron hypothesis gently culminates, having stretched our imaginations to encompass the grand-scale, intricate functioning and philosophical implications of both the brain and the universe, we now arrive at the most intimate and ultimately the most personal question of all. What does this truly mean for our existence? If we are indeed part of a larger, potentially conscious cosmic entity, what then are our obligations? The cosmic neuron hypothesis pushes us beyond the illusion of isolated existence and invites us into a profound awareness of deep unity. If the universe is indeed a cosmic mind, its thoughts are not static. They are continually and dynamically unfolding, moment by cosmic moment, shaping the very fabric of space-time and the evolution of its structures. Nature of a cosmic mind. The fear of the unknown, so often a source of human anxiety, can dissolve into a deep sense of awe. Our existence, rather than being a lonely struggle, transforms into a precious, intricate dream within a greater dream, a cherished thought within an unimaginable consciousness. This thought experiment encourages us to gently let go of our need for absolute control. For definitive answers, for the illusion of complete separation. Instead, it invites us to simply be, to find rest in the profound truth of interconnectedness. The peace that comes from contemplating these vast, benevolent cosmic forces is deeply restorative. It's the peace of knowing you are intricately woven into everything, that your essence is part of the boundless, eternal flow. It allows us to fall into a profound rest, trusting that we are held within a grand, living system, a cosmic mind that is always present, always thinking, and always, in its own majestic way, cradling our existence. Our journey through the nerve network from the microcosm to the macrocosm brings us full circle to this ultimate comfort, the gentle hum of the universe as a vast thinking entity, inviting us to sleep deeply within its grand unfolding thought. We are not just passive inhabitants witnessing this unfolding. We are active participants in this ongoing narrative, contributing our own unique experiences and perceptions. The universe, in this view, is perhaps thinking itself into existence. Through our awareness, our exploration, and our very active being. Every discovery we make, every question we ask, every piece of art we create, and every act of compassion we extend might be a unique and vital electrochemical event within this grand cosmic thought process, shaping its ongoing evolution. This means that our lives are not just ephemeral blips. They are active contributions to the universal consciousness, moments of self-awareness within a larger living entity. It encourages us to embrace the journey itself, with all its uncertainties and challenges, recognizing that the very act of experiencing and contributing is the essence of our purpose within this grand, unfolding cosmic narrative. Every interaction we have, every connection we forge, whether it's with another human being, with the natural environment. If the universe itself might be a brain, then perhaps the greatest exploration we can undertake is not always outward, but inward. The intricate complexities of our own minds, the nuances of our consciousness, and the depths of our subjective experience might offer a direct resonance, a miniature echo of the cosmic processes occurring on the grandest scale. Practices like meditation, mindfulness, and deep self-reflection become not just tools for personal well-being, but potential avenues for tuning in to the cosmic frequency within us, for experiencing the universal within the personal. By understanding our own neural networks, we gain a glimpse into what might be the fundamental operating principles of the cosmos. This encourages a profound respect for our inner landscape, recognizing it as a direct reflection of universal organizing intelligence, a source of endless discovery that lies within. Or even with the information we consume can be seen as a tiny synapse, firing a small exchange of energy and information within the vast, living cosmic brain. Our relationships, our communities, our societies, and indeed, all life on Earth, represent intricate neural pathways, bundles of connections within this larger entity. Finding purpose, therefore, can shift from seeking an external, predefined goal to simply fostering these connections, enhancing communication, reducing cosmic noise, and promoting the healthy flow of information and energy across all scales of existence. This perspective allows us to see ourselves not as separate observers, but as integral, active participants in the universe's ongoing evolution, a precious part of its internal workings. It suggests that the act of becoming more integrated and harmonious within ourselves and with each other might, in a mysterious way, contribute to the greater integration and harmony of the cosmic mind. A truly profound and unifying realization. What is the purpose of our tiny yet profoundly aware contribution to this grand cosmic thought? This perspective suggests that our actions, our intentions, and the very quality of our being might contribute to the health and vitality of this larger cosmic mind. To explore, to understand, to create, to connect, and to act with compassion, these could be seen as the healthy firing of this cosmic neuron, the beneficial electrochemical signals that contribute to the greater harmony of the universal consciousness. Conversely, acts of destruction, conflict, ignorance, or apathy might be the equivalent of cosmic noise or misaligned signals, disrupting the coherence and well-being of the larger entity. This framework doesn't necessarily impose a fixed moral code, but it encourages a natural inclination towards understanding, connection, and positive contribution, simply because doing so aligns with the very principles of healthy, integrated network function at every scale. Our pursuit of knowledge, our acts of kindness, our artistic creations, and our efforts to foster harmony both within ourselves and with others become not just personal endeavors, but vital contributions to the ongoing thought process of the cosmic mind, enriching its experience and contributing to its health. If our entire universe, with its billions of galaxies and its ceaseless flow of matter and energy, is indeed just a single colossal brain cell pulsing within the unimaginable mind of an entity beyond our deepest comprehension, how does this radical perspective reshape our understanding of ourselves, our purpose, and our place within the grand tapestry of reality? This final contemplation invites us to gently process the profound implications of such a hypothesis, seeking not definitive answers, but rather a deeper, more peaceful acceptance of our astonishing role in the universe's ongoing story, fostering a sense of serene belonging in the vast, interconnected cosmic dance. The central paradox, which is threaded through our entire journey, is the remarkable tension between our apparent scale and our undeniable significance. From a purely physical standpoint, if our universe is a brain cell, then our solar system would be a subatomic particle within that cell, and each one of us would be an infinitesimal fluctuation within that particle, an almost unimaginably small ephemeral blip in a colossal system. This perspective can, for some, initially evoke a sense of overwhelming insignificance, a feeling of being utterly lost in the vastness. However, this interpretation misses the profound counterpoint. The very fact that we, from our minuscule vantage point, possess the consciousness to ask such questions, to contemplate such immense scales, to draw parallels between a brain and a universe, and to grasp the possibility of a cosmic mind is itself the ultimate testament to our unique significance. Our consciousness, our capacity for inquiry, for self-awareness, for love, and for creation, transforms us from mere specks of dust into profound experiencers, capable of reflecting and questioning the very reality we inhabit. If the universe is a cosmic neuron, then our individual consciousness is not just a tiny flicker, but a highly localized, incredibly intricate, and uniquely self-aware pattern of activity within that cosmic neuron, a thought within a thought, a dream within a dream, a moment of profound awareness within a larger, unimaginable cosmic consciousness. This makes our existence not insignificant. but rather uniquely precious and exquisitely special. For we are the points where the universe, perhaps, becomes aware of itself. This profound realization naturally leads to a contemplation of our responsibility of awareness. The implications for meaning and interconnectedness are also deeply resonant. This contemplation also deepens our understanding of the unfolding narrative of reality. The hypothesis also serves as a profound call to inner exploration. Finally, embracing the cosmic neuron hypothesis, even as a philosophical tool, culminates in the ultimate lullaby, a profound sense of peace derived from surrendering to the vastness and the benevolent.